there's a recognition of how hard my ego has been fighting for survival here in this valley that I live in. And when I say ego, you could say kind of like the old patterns rooted in fear and lack and scarcity, the old ways of being, and just like tendencies and things that used to like at least give the illusion of keeping me safe. In essence, I can feel, I was just in a pretty deep meditation just now, and I could just feel these parts of me fighting the energy here in this valley. I'm in a very potent, transformative energy vortex here where I live. And it's just been working on me and working on me and working on me for the last over 5 months. And I've just had to keep surrendering, and I've wanted to leave multiple times. It reminds me of I wanted to say one of my buddies. That's kind of how it is on YouTube, isn't it? When you watch someone on YouTube for a while and you know them, but they don't know you, they're still kind of like your buddy or something. I used to watch Victor Odo back in the day, especially when I was first waking up. I'm still subscribed to him, but I haven't watched any of his videos lately. But yeah, my buddy Victor Odo, he used to be like, I don't know if he still lives in Sedona or not, but when he was living in Sedona at one time, he'd be like, he would say, he wanted to go crazy, and he'd like pack his bags and like want to just leave. And today I almost did that. I'm getting chills. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to go camp. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I was about ready to just head out to like kind of a city area and just go camping because I was like going nuts. There's just like lots of fucking energy moving through, and my ego was fighting it so hard. And that can be exhausting. And there has been times, I want to be like a lot of times during this last 5 months where I have just felt exhausted because of how much my ego has been not wanting to surrender, or these old patterns have just not wanted to trust. They haven't wanted to let go. That part in me, we could call it the separate self rooted in fear. It's been dissolving, but that there's been this chunk that's just really, really been, gripping on for control. And it's like those parts of us tend to fall away on their own time. And we just hold space for this process the best we can, and to align with the parts of us that are already fully letting go, that are already fully trusting, that are already experiencing, this sense of ease and this sense of like, everything's okay. We don't need to grip. We don't need to fight. And for those and for the body today, I did some very intense working out, built up a good sweat. And that helped clear some energy. And I was like, okay, maybe I won't go camping. And, when we live in a vortex, if we need breaks from it, that's cool. I went to the East Coast for a retreat, which I don't know how much of a break that was. But I did get 2 days in Boston. That was cool. That Delta ended up paying for because flight stuff. I went home for a week. That was a nice break. But even giving yourself breaks within living in the vortex is nice too. And so I just wanted to share that. And you guys might, even if this whole fucking earth plane might be a vortex at this point. I just want to say that too. Like, I don't care where you're at, if you're a light worker, if you're waking up, if you're a fucking human being, stuff's coming up. It's difficult. The parts of us that want to grip, that want to cling to the old way are fighting for their life, you could say. And so that's going to create an exhaustion. That's going to create a tremendous amount of kind of inner conflict. And we can't just be like, hey, everything's all good. Just relax. It's like, no, these parts, sometimes we have to be with them for a long time while they like fight their grand fight, and literally sometimes these parts of us, they have to fight themselves into utter exhaustion until they just can't fight anymore. And I could feel that's what happened to some parts of me this evening. And it was cool. I was doing this hard workout where I was punching, and I was actually embodying fighting for a while, and just doing all this movement. And it was like I got to let those parts actually express themselves. And that helped move energy, and that helped me, that helped the body. Because there's something that's out here that's always, yeah, it feels like there's something here that's a lot of times always allowing. But it's like to really bring that into the body, sometimes we have to work with it. Like, what does it need? Does it need some aggressive yang stuff, you know? Does it want to fight? Like, does it need to run? Maybe some of you just want to run away from what you're feeling, you know? Maybe running for you, actually running would be good. So working with the body can be really, really helpful. And because I did that, I took a nice shower, I felt like, okay, even the body was able to just let go of another layer of resistance. And so whether you're in a vortex or not right now, man, things are moving fast. We're going through the layers. And so doing whatever you can to work with the body, to hold space for the parts of you that are fighting and resisting, and just to know it's going to be a lot to feel right now. Like I said, I don't care where you are. And so I just wanted to share kind of a personal share tonight, kind of what's going on within me. And maybe that can, give you guys some type of reflection. And I want to end this video in saying it does feel good to surrender at the end of the day. Like, we are letting go of heaviness. We are letting go of the energies that have burdened us, the beliefs that have, you could say, kept us limited, or kept us in fight or flight, and kept us in fear and worry. It's like we're letting go of this stuff, and that's a beautiful thing. It can be painful as these parts are just kind of getting seared by light, dissolved by light, but they're just like, really gripping. That combination can feel really, really gritty. It's like light meeting something that's in resistance. That's a tall task to be with, but that's a good thing to feel resistance in the animal body. That means it's evolving. That means you're evolving. You're at your evolving edge. That's a beautiful thing. So if you're in resistance, this is not a bad thing. This is, this is a part of your animal body. You could literally say that's evolving. That's upgrading. You're letting go of something old, and it's being replaced by light, by higher consciousness. And so just letting this happen and working with it the best you can, surrendering yourself, this is hard to say, but surrendering your desires, letting the egoic desires just kind of be laid at the feet of the Divine Mother, and just aligning with what is life asking of you? What is the light asking of you in these moments? And noticing, like, the more you let go into the light, the better you're going to feel. The more you let go of how you think this should go, or how you think you should be feeling, etc., actually the better you will feel. But the more you're trying to feel different than what's here, and the more you're trying to pursue your own egoic agendas based on like the old patterns and stuff that are falling away, the more you're going to suffer, because those patterns are falling away. Like those old motivations, there's no life to them anymore. It's actually all about the light now. We're all dissolving at rapid pace. And that can feel super uncomfortable, can be exhausting, like I said. Can be downright frustrating for the parts of you that you've been identified with that aren't getting what they want, and there's no energy to go for it anymore. It's like they can't do it anymore. And that might be frustrating if you thought you were those parts. But you are just the light. You are love. You are peace. And so whether you're in a vortex or not, like all of Earth is a vortex, aligning with what you really are and letting go of everything else is the way forward right now. And my sense is it will get easier. I mean, it might get harder before it gets easier, of course. But as we start meeting these dense parts, they're going to start falling off. They're going to start releasing from the body, and we're going to start to feel more and more free, more and more expansive. Or at the very least, we're going to feel much more equipped to be with density. We're going to feel much more in our power to where, yeah, we can be with whatever's here without being so, pulled around by it, without being so pulled into identification with what's coming up. I feel like over time, we're all going to realize our strength much more, and maybe we'll be asked to be with a lot, but there will be this capacity and this power that we will have cultivated through being with what we're going through right now. I mean, my God, to go through what we're all going through right now, to be with these energies, it's like we're becoming these really fucking sturdy, like rock solid beings that can just like hold it down no matter what's happening, right? It's like we're just all getting right here together. And that's what this earth plane needs. It needs a bunch of us light workers just right here, holding it down in our power, not getting pulled around by the mind and its reactions to all this change and all this transformation. Of course the mind's going to freak out. What else is it supposed to do, right? The mind likes familiar. And right now is anything but the familiar. Every fucking day is a new lifetime, it feels to me. Every day, like yesterday, I had 5 different experiences that I was like, wait, that was one day? Those could have all been a day. I had 5 days in one yesterday. And so that can happen right now. It probably is happening. And so, of course, the mind's going to have a problem with that, or it's going to, resist that, but you're not your mind. You're this, you're the light being holding space for this whole process, for the whole process of this animal body transforming over lifetimes into a divine body. So we're doing it, and then we're going to come back and probably keep doing it until this whole realm is a fucking divine realm, is a heaven realm. Like, why not? And you might ask why. Why not? What else? What else? We've probably been in heaven for eons. So I don't want this video to get too ungrounded, but we'll leave it there. Sending you guys so much love. Thanks for being here. Namaste.